Okay, let me show my. Okay, can you guys hear? Can you guys see my? How to massively scale your business. Well, let me just tell you. Um, I had a lot of things that went through my spirit listening to this call, and yes, Kenneth, that's very true. Kenneth says us support and belief when we begin inside of building a business. It shows that we're here as leaders to that we're in the trenches with you guys. That's so true. I personally I love working with leaders that are in the game. Not that I don't like there's a lot of leaders that I like that they have scaled up enough in their life that they don't have to do the game that much. They're able to outsource, which I think is great. But I really love hanging with people that are in the game, and I believe that if we're constantly doing webinars like this, it's very helpful. So, guys, a lot of really good stuff I have to go over today. I'm really glad that this call was given to me. And we're really going to talk about how to, not scale to, how to massively scale your business, however you spell that. Guys, I'm not, um, those of you that really, really know me, you'll know that spelling and all that kind of stuff, it's not my strength. I've said this before, really, my only strength is taking action. Okay, so cool. Well, we're going to go over some good stuff. And there's going to be two parts to this. One thing that really came up in my spirit, I'm definitely going to talk about, but I'm going to allow the spirit to do that. Those of you that know me, there's just certain things that I roll with in my life and that are important to me and how I like to help people. I like to help people, um, with a bigger help. Let's just put it that way. And God is my faith. He's my everything. He's the one that gets me through the jacked up stuff that goes through my head on a daily basis and cleans it out and helps me get on track. So, okay, so guys, Chris, what's his last name? With Chris, whatever his last name was. Oh, it's going to come up here in a second. How to massively scale Campbell. Okay, there we go. Chris Campbell. Chris Campbell, where did he start when he first started growing this business? He started with solo ads, didn't he? He also did a lot of direct mail, a lot of PPC. He did do a lot of paid advertising, but one of the things that really impressed me that I know that I've been doing on a smaller scale than he has is that in the beginning, when he was growing his business, he's like, look, he's like, and this was a really powerful nugget for me. He's like, in the beginning of growing a business like this online, okay, when you really want to take something like this and you want to scale it up, you cannot hold back. And that's going to be the second part of this webinar today because a lot of things came inside my heart and they just kind of all dropped on me at once and they were big bombs. But you cannot hold back in your business. So when he dived into his business, he had so many great things that he was saying, but he took 70 to 80% of what he was making in the beginning back into his business in the beginning. Okay. So in the beginning, everything that he was making, he was almost, hey, Rich, uh, he was literally taking all of his money that he was making in the beginning and literally pumping it right back in. And because of that, he was able to scale up quickly. And one thing that blows my mind away about some of these internet marketers that have experience online, they don't hold back. You ever notice that? When you look at someone that's really, 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 really successful, okay? I want everybody to think of somebody that they believe is really successful, okay? Meaning they make millions of dollars, or maybe they make a double six figure, whatever, okay? Someone that you believe is really successful, and look at their life, okay? And when you look at their life, what do you see? Do you think that they hold back on in any area of their life? Okay, some of you guys are saying Danny Johnson, Danny and Hans. Okay, do you think Danny and Hans okay, so do you let's use Hans Johnson, okay? Just for just for an example. Do you think Hans Johnson, when he goes to do something and he makes a decision, a business decision, do you think he holds back financially with his business to make it grow? Just a question. Emily says no. Mary Witt says no way. Sarah King says no way, he's a samurai. Yes, he is. So, yes, he has the funds to build a business, but remember when he built DannyJohnson.com, right? Uh, he started with, where did he start? He started just learning the internet, didn't he? Right? So Hans started on the internet, and he was involved with a guy that I guess was doing some yeah, Rich, he did not have capital backing when he first started. Actually, him and Danny were what? Were they $1 million in debt? Something like that. Hans had to borrow. He had to sell one of the cars in the beginning. So I'm talking about when Hans first started online and they were broke as they pretty much lost everything. He lost 100,000 in a day that was in their he lost it in stocks, and yeah, he was broke. But one thing that he did was what? He started gaining a skill set, right? That took him where 10 years later. Now he's one of the most sought after mentors in the world, right? Because why? He didn't give up, right? He pressed through every opposition that he had. And one of the things that one of the things that can sometimes be the hardest is pressing through when you've come like this far. Let's say some of you might be new, some of you may be kind of in and out on doing things. Some of you guys have been doing the work, still not getting the results. And one of the things that Chris talked about, he's like, look, you're never really a failure unless you quit, right? Failing is failing. Failing is not really a big deal. Not getting results, technically, I mean, is it not fun? Absolutely, it's not fun. But failing really isn't a big deal, right? Right? Failing's really not. It's when we give up. That's right. There's no failure, only feedback. So it's when we give up and we don't press through is when that hurts us as individuals than it does, you know, anybody else. That's right, absolutely. When all things are distracting you, get grandma, okay? When all it never fails. Every time I do a webinar, there's always the constant distractions. So, what do we, okay, so Lisa brings up a good point. When there's a lot of distractions, what do you do? Do you just keep pressing through? Yes, that's true, Kenneth. Kenneth says remaining grateful helps massively. Yes, she does, Mary. Okay, guys, give me like 2 seconds. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Um, oh, you're sweet, Kenneth. Thank you. I think you're awesome too. Um, so we're going to get into some really good solo ed stuff, and I actually have a good exercise for us to do so we can practice understanding solo eds and understanding, some of the things, how to do a solo ed. We're going to go over that and what that looks like. I know Tom's done this, but I want you guys to understand how powerful, um, scaling up your business is, guys, because this strategy that we're going to talk about today can really be put on autopilot. And it's really not that much to have somebody do this for you. And I'm actually working on a strategy for someone to consistently do this for me every single day. So I can just have constant leads coming to me day in and day out, and then just start working the numbers and start focusing on, building you guys up, and then having, somebody else build the business. You know what I mean? Um, oh, thank you, Sarah. You're sweet. I'm glad that these webinars are helping you guys. I know that Tom and Brian and Mark and Emily, they've all been just doing an awesome job, and I'm just really blessed to be hanging with you guys and going over some really good stuff. So, um, Chris, he consistently just went back to, you just don't give up. And which leads to my next thing, right? Success leaves clues, right? Are you guys seeing a common theme inside of doing this 90-day challenge with the inner circle? What are you noticing that is the same thing that you keep hearing over and over again from every leader? Even though they all have different strategies, right? Oh, awesome. I love you guys too. What do you guys think? What do you guys think these leaders are consistently saying? What are the leaders consistently saying in this inner circle, in these inner circle audios, besides the one today? What are you guys hearing? Not give up. Mindset. Don't be a wussy. That's right. Be focused and consistent. Investing back into the business, planning, goal setting, upscaling, outsourcing. This is good stuff. Focus on the dream, the results, not the process of getting there. Being consistent. Get all in, Tom. That's right. Hold on to your dreams. Okay, cool. So you guys are seeing a common theme, right? And another common theme, right, is they never held back. They went full on. And what do you think happens when you really go full on? Guys, I'm not just talking about kind of full on, because I'm going to get to the second part of this, which is the breakthrough that was dropped in my spirit, and it was pretty heavy. Because I asked, I said, something was said on the call, and I immediately went to my source, which is the Holy Spirit. I said, what are you trying to say? And this is what came up: holding back. There's this struggle that I saw in the spirit. Oh, Emily just said something really powerful. The leaders pretty much never worried about it. They just approached the business objectively. That's really good. And they look at the money objectively to scale, to upscale, even if it's more. Oh, that's really good. So here's what I'm seeing, guys. And I'm putting this back on you. You guys are really learning a lot, aren't you? With these inner circle calls, right? Okay, you guys are saying yes. So now you're getting the information that you need. And what we're doing with these daily task webinars, working together as a team, is to keep furthering you and inspiring you to keep moving forward. Because there's lots of things that have lit a fire under my butt, and being consistent even if I screw it up. Because there's some things that I'm even in the process of doing now. I know for just my personal people, because I want to help you guys. Oh, awesome, Mary. Mary says her husband says that she now has a new language. That's awesome. I take that as that's a good thing. So guys, as this business is growing and as you're growing, do you feel like you're in a better place where you're coming up to the edge more and more and more and more and more, and you feel more confidence of just not holding back? Absolutely, yes. So, in every single call that we're hearing, guys, there's a consistent message. Just don't hold back. And you're going to deal with failures. You're going to deal with things that mess up. If you're scared to mess up, you're putting your focus in the wrong place. Right? Sarah. It's not about getting spanked, Sarah. It's about, here's the really cool thing about personal development. And this is just Katie's viewpoint, okay? The really cool thing about personal development is it's designed to help us grow past, right, the hindrances that are keeping us from our destiny. And in the process, we got to face ourselves in the mirror. Like one of my mentors said, Katie, 100% of the time, it's never the computer. And I wanted to jump through the phone and kick his butt and just, oh man. I literally, when he told me that, when my mentor told me that, I had veins popping out of my neck. And what's my point? Well, at that time in my life, I was lacking the personal development to take full responsibility with myself, right? And face myself in the mirror and say, Katie, you've got some growing to do. And I still do. I got to repent pretty much daily, you know? So, one thing that I saw, and we're going to get to it after. I'm actually going to go over some really cool stuff, because I had some really good ideas about doing some really cool solo ads, and then making sure that you guys do it, so you guys can start getting some leads. But I just saw some things, and this keeps coming up: holding back. Holding back. There's still, in each and every person that's on this webinar, I don't even know who's all on here, but holding back. You're holding back. And it's a combination of several things, and we're going to get into the solo ad stuff. But what I'm seeing is obviously there's some confidence in what we feel we have the ability to do, which rightfully so, because many of us are still learning certain skill sets, right? I see the financial struggles, okay? And I'm going to be very transparent, guys. I'm doing this, you know, when I say things, I'm talking about myself as well, all right? But holding back, and this is something that, you know, I know with, even with myself, you know, I've struggled with, you know, and still in certain areas of my life, you know, that I struggle with. Kenneth, you're very true. Kenneth says the leadership here is unlike any other companies he's worked with. Leadership and Empower is different. The best he's seen, it's genuine. It's very true. What I love about this platform is it truly is a way to empower yourself. So guys, I'll get to the not holding back at the end because I really want to get into the solo ad stuff, but it's really time to let go. And there's actually something that I'm going to be doing with my team next Wednesday, and I'm going to be putting it on, so those that are on here that are personally sponsored by me or, you know, underneath me, you know, you guys are going to be giving your story. You guys are going to be talking about your vision. You guys are going to be talking about your dreams. And the reason why I'm doing this, and I'm going to do it on a live webinar where I'm driving traffic to this webinar, is because it's time to just step out and talk about who you are. Be transparent. Let people know that you've got fears and things that you're holding on to that might be holding you back now, but come hell or come high water, you want to bring your vision to pass. So anyways, not holding back is something that just kept coming up, and we're going to talk about that at the end. Okay, let's get into solo ads, guys. One of the ways that Chris upscaled, you know, a lot of his business, you know, even with when it comes to, you know, replying to emails and, you know, he has somebody doing all of that because, guys, this business is meant to be like that. Okay, this business is truly meant to be a cash flow business. Okay, so just look at how Dave and Dave started this, right? They started this platform to empower people and to just create a way for you guys to generate cash flow. So sometimes we got to start looking at ourselves, we got to start looking at the business practically and objectively, like Emily was saying, which was really powerful, and saying, okay, let's kind of set aside, you know, what we feel, you know, that we're scared of, but and take a step back and really look at this from a business perspective. And let me ask you guys a question. Have you really, really, really looked at this as a business, or have you allowed some of the issues that you have in your life for it to be more of, yes, you see this as a business and as a great way, but there's almost like this anxiety that you struggle with and are distracted with, that you're not able to practically look at this as a business. Does that make sense? Okay. You guys are saying yes. Sure does. Sarah says I'm pressing every button in her heart. Okay. So, oh, thank you. Haha. Just came right to me. Okay, so I'm going to explain something to you that I had to walk through. And there was a time when, and I'm just going to say it like it is. These are just my beliefs. When I fully dedicated my heart to the Lord on December 2nd, 2010, like full on, you know, and I'm one of these people that I'm either in or out. I'm either hot or cold. There's no wishy-washy with me. I went through this time in my life where I was extremely spiritual about everything. And because of being extremely spiritual about everything, it kind of blinded me with making practical decisions and moving forward in business. So literally, I stuck my head in the sand. All the skill sets that I had known my whole life, as far as sales and running gyms, and I mean, I have helped hundreds, if and thousands of people lose, I'm sure, millions of pounds, right? I was a personal trainer. I've helped so many clients on so many levels. I used to host small meetings for people and encourage people. I've done all of these things. And it was like when I dedicated my heart to God, all of that went out the door. Like it's like I was so intrigued by, reading the Bible, which I still am daily, and doing all these things that I lost my ability to move forward in business. And finally, God slapped me out of it. And this was like about a year and a half ago. He's like, sit down, shut up, and listen. I did not call you to stick your head in your butt. I called you to make noise in the marketplace. I called you to make a difference. And you can't be idle to money and idle to holding back and idle to fear of man. I called you to bulldozer some of the bull crap in the marketplace. Emily. So the reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes you got to set aside your emotions towards money, your emotions towards, doing the things that make this business grow. And what makes this business grow? Well, what are the income producing activities that you guys are doing daily that heeds a result? Some of you, Facebook posts, right? Social media, blog, but you got to drive traffic to it, right? Solo ads, like Chris was talking about, he does direct mail, PPC, right? Guys, these are income producing activities. Video, yep. Thank you, Emily. Guys, these are income producing activities. Guys, what's not income producing activity is watching a million different training videos and then not applying the information. That's not an income producing activity. That's training and learning and personal development. Applying the information is what you have to do. So, diligent hands prosper, y'all. Diligent hands prosper. Fear doesn't prosper. Holding back doesn't prosper. Being scared to what people think doesn't prosper. What prospers is getting to work and not looking at money as an idol, but as a resource to grow into its seed. Guys, money is seed. And in order for it to grow, what do you have to do? What do you have to do in order for money to grow? Please tell me you guys know this. Emily just said it. Replan it. What did Chris do in the beginning? He did 70 to 80% of what he made, or what he did, 70 to 80%, right, back into the business, and he took massive action. Now, Because he was able to take massive action, now he only does about 20 to 30%. So in the beginning, he was shoveling out more income to what? Grow his seed. Right? Mary Wet just said plant and water and take care of it. Do you guys honestly think you're planting it, watering it, and taking care of it? And this is a question you ask yourself. I'm having the question. I'm Kenneth says reinvest, put almost all the profit back in your business. Emily says she wants to upscale what she's doing, you know, so bad it's not even funny. Okay. So sometimes, guys, when we're holding on to things that do not serve us, like thoughts, money, when you're afraid, okay, when you're afraid, y'all, you hear me? When you're afraid to spend money, do you think money's going to be afraid to come to you? If you're afraid of it, this was the biggest one that was dropped in my spirit. Afraid of money. How many of you are afraid of money? How many of you obsess about money? And you don't mean to do it. You don't have to answer in the question area. I'm just asking the question. If you want to answer it and be transparent, I applaud you, because sometimes the hardest thing to do is raise your hand and take responsibility. But how many of you are afraid? Are there parts of you that say that you make progress and then you kind of stop? And then you make progress again and then you stop. And then you make progress again and then you stop. It's like you're wanting things to just kind of take off without spending money. I appreciate your guys' transparency. What did I say, Brian? Are you guys afraid of money? If you're afraid of money, guys, if you're like if there's like this disconnect when it comes to money, okay? If you're looking at it as like, oh my God, you want to make it, but oh my God, it's going to be afraid to come back to you. It it has become an idol in your life, okay? And I am so guilty of this. Yes, Mary, it actually is. You're afraid it's not going to grow. So if you invest it in fear, what do you think is going to come back? The, the money's going to be afraid to grow. Does that make sense, guys? It's not an easy thing to face, okay? Okay, so Lisa says something that's really powerful. I don't mind spending money, but I struggle with not focusing on the lack of. Gotcha. Okay, this confirms this. Okay, so this message, particularly about money, here's the vision that I got. Like I saw a vision of someone holding it, and it was like you were shaking, and you didn't want to let it go. That's how you feel about it. That's what I saw. Afraid of not having it. Okay, it's time for letting go of this. okay? And you may wrestle with this. And I got to repent too, just so y'all know. And repent, guys, means you don't even have to believe what I believe, okay? Just turn away from that mindset. Choose to start focusing and feeding your mind on on your dreams and the purpose of it. Emily Emily just said money was such an idol to her before, but now it's like an annoying friend. You know, that's a really good analogy, because I really think that every successful person dealt with the struggle of money. And I know myself growing up, guys, being the youngest of 6 kids, and there always being the lack of, I've always felt I've had to strive, right, for money, and that it was never going to come easy. But that's a mindset that I've taken agreement with. So now, what do we need to do? Well, first of all, we need to turn away from that mindset. And then you need to forgive yourself for allowing yourself to take agreement with that. And then you need to bless it and release it off of your life. And even if, guys, even if you got to do it 70 times, 7 times, okay? 70,000 times. Do it. Because it will never grow if you don't. The way you want it to. It'll never grow. Who was this message for today? Kenneth. Well, I don't mean to make you cry. Sometimes. Okay, you guys are all hearing this. Okay. Guys, it's time to let go of the idol of money. And let's focus really quick on what it's for. Money is a resource, right? Let's look at the healthy side of money, okay? What do you guys want to do with money? Okay, besides pay your bills and 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 pay for your parents' bills and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's dream a little bit for a second. What do you guys want to do with the money? If money is seed and it's meant to grow and it's meant to be a resource in your life, what do you guys want to do with money? Do you guys know? What's your dream besides paying your bills? You know what? This goes with the call that Nicole Cooper did the other day. When she was talking to Vic Streishaus, and Vic Streishaus was like, man, you got to take some time dreaming. Guys, if you don't know, Mary wants to leave a legacy for her grandchildren. What's a legacy for you, Mary? What's the legacy? That you made money? Or that you created a resource for it to grow generation after generation? You're going to have to dig deep on this one, guys, even after this call or this webinar. Because money is definitely something that will hold you back. Emily always wanted to have a ranch. What else? Yes, thank you, Tom. If you're afraid investing money, then the money will be afraid to come back to you. Yeah. And also too, when you sow in fear, it'll come back in fear. So, okay, Tom Stevens wants to make sure his mom is secure. I hope you guys have these things next to you. Okay, so Kenneth, you've got children's camps and homes for the abused and unwanted children. Awesome, Kenneth. Sarah was very transparent and she's like, she's always focused on the lack of it. So she doesn't really know what she wants with it. Mary wants to feed the hungry. Be able to see my family regularly. This is really powerful, guys, because regular. Don't make fun of me. uh, Lisa, you and I share a similar vision. She wants to travel and help people around the world building schools. Yeah, one of my things is to give back to communities. I love giving to communities, and I have. It feels really good. Kenneth wants to globally. Okay, so this is awesome. He wants to globally assist the abuses, against children and stuff. Okay, awesome, guys. Okay, now let's look at this as seed. All right, let's look at this is what money can do, right? Buy a ranch, leave a legacy, secure your parents, build homes for children, feed the hungry. Guys, we got to start putting our focus on what it's for instead of a lack of what it's not for, okay? And if money is seed, you have to plant it in order for it to grow. Right? So let's make it a conscious effort, guys. This is going to take an effort. So we need to start focusing on what it's for and how we're going to make it grow instead of what it's not for. So Chris made it very clear that he did not hesitate to invest into his business daily, consistently, not going a few inches or a foot. And some of you guys have gone pretty far and then kind of slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up, right? I'm guilty of this totally. Sometimes we might secretly just want it to grow on such a big scale, but it just doesn't work that way. Not from my experience. I'm not saying that, sometimes we do get that favor in our life, but that's not what it's not going to magically fall out of the sky, y'all. It's just not. So doing these webinars and plugging into the inner circle calls, is what's going to help us grow together. Together. We're not in this separately. You might feel at times lonely, but we're in this together. And that's if you want to be. You may not want to be. And that's okay too. So, capiche? Mary just said the ranch that she works at is for sale, Emily. It's only 12 million. A $12 million ranch. Yeah. Come on now. You can build retirement communities. Emily wants 5 kids, which takes a lot of money. One is enough. So, okay, man, this came up and it was so strong in my heart. And it's definitely a message for me too. But real quick, guys, I did want to, real quick, one of the things, and I know we're coming up on, I don't want to take you guys too much time. Also, unreachable, the gang. Sarah wants to reach the unreachable, the gangsters, the convicts, the hopeless, give them the opportunity not to have continue that way in our life. Wow, you've never shared that, Sarah? It's powerful, girl. I just got a vision of you doing it too. I want you to hold on to that, okay? Sarah, it's time for restoration in your life, honey. Just want you to know that. Your 4 children. You keep focusing on what you're doing. And upgrade, Sarah. Sarah, you gotta focus on getting in the inner circles in the Costa Rica and stuff like that, okay? So, all right, Brian. Oh, Tom says more. He wants to buy more furry hats. Absolutely, okay. Capiche. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. All right, guys, real quick. Okay, solo ads, guys, make it a point. If you guys can afford to do a $30 solo ad or a $50 solo ad, if you can do it, let's kind of go over, real quick, guys. And I'm actually going to be doing a solo ad today, but I will tell you, I've gotten a little spoiled with working with my solo ad guys. Um, I have let them do it. But one of the things that inspired me on this call, guys, and this should be your actual task. These are, I haven't been through here. Okay, this is my other email that actually gets all my safe list emails. And those of you that are inside of that do free safe list mail, I still do it. I'm not like 100% focused on it, but I definitely I definitely I definitely focus. What I do, guys, is I do study emails and I study subject headings, right? Because um, a good a good solo ad, guys. Here, let me kind of push this up so it's out of the way. You got to have the subject, right? So you have to. There's 3 parts. Okay, there's 3 parts to a solo ad to make it effective. A subject, the body, and then the call to action. Okay, guys. One thing that I want you to focus on is I want you to start studying emails. Okay, study other people's emails and look at. Yes, Emily just says she loves doing swipe. Tony's video and 15K formula is really good. It is. It absolutely is. I study emails, guys, and start looking at emails. What would you actually click? Okay, so you're looking at email. These are all, so you know, these are all emails that I get that are all to sell me something. Get paid to build your list. Just wondering, why haven't you seen this? Am I lost here? Internet Millionaire wants to work for you. Let the not see when I look at all of these, when I look at all of these, I would probably click on this one. Just wondering. Which one would you guys click on out of all of these? So when you guys are building your list, here's the point I'm getting at. When you guys are building your list, you want to start communicating with your people on what you would actually click on. What would you click on? Me personally, I mean, because obviously the one in all caps, Emily says. Okay, let's click on that. List solo, brand new, never seen before. So let's look at this. They have, that was the subject, right? Now here's the body. Never before has a program given such an honest chance to rake in huge piles of cash from a simple one-time $20 payment. Sign up, refer three to get your program, sit back and collect your $15 payments. Then there's what? A call to action, right? Guys, that's basically a solo. Let me go back. So a solo is you got the subject, you've got the body, and then you've got the call to action. And you really don't want to make them too wordy. You really don't, because the more wordy they are, it just depends. But I have found that my like short and sweet ones are do the trick every single time. Uh, let's keep kind of scrolling through here. Da, 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 da. Katie, get this massive traffic package free. Obviously, because I'm a little bit more discerning on different emails. There's very few I would actually click on, but let's just click on this one. 4 simple steps to a weekly residual income. Okay. Now, because of my knowledge on matrices, I would delete this. Okay. But I'll definitely take a look at it and see what it says. So basically, guys, you have the subject, right? You've got the body and you've got the call to action. And this is pretty short. So I would stick around and read this for a second and then I would probably delete it. But let's see where it goes. Okay, so it goes to what's called a static page. You would enter your name. Let's go ahead and do it. Join do not register from this link. You will receive a team join link. Oh, well, I'm not going to opt into that. So it goes to man, I don't know. I'm not crazy about this, but I'll just tell you something, guys. Mary, you can in the body. You can insert a video if you want. I've done that. Uh, I did one when we were doing the traffic rotator, and I did get a lot of hits, but I didn't get a lot of opt-ins. So you just don't know what's going to come up. But guys, the most important thing when you're doing a solo is number one, it's a fast way to grow your list. Number two, number two, um, it's going to help you even with your own ad copy and your own and as you're building your own list, how to communicate with your people, okay? On what, and you just don't know what people are going to actually open up. Uh, do I have enough numbers to show you guys on a lot of the solos that I've done? On average, a lot of the solos that I've done have anywhere from a 20 to up to a 60% opt-in rate. And a lot of them have been subject headings like, let me see something. Emily, I just did one. I just sent you one. I'll show you guys really quick. Okay, so here's one right here. Okay, so here's one that I actually had one of my solo ad guys do, which was, okay. Okay, hey, first name, I think it's time I showed you real secret online success. Forget the small money. Seriously, think big. Here's what you need to feast your eyes on. Can you say residuals? Hold on. And I would make this link clickable. It's the best kind of money, the kind that keeps coming in month after month. Want to see how it's made and how it can change your life and your family's life? Click a link. Awesome, right? Enjoy, Katie. That's literally how short and sweet I keep my solos. Yeah, Kenneth, I do like tapping into other people's lists, and I've tapped into good lists and I've tapped into really bad lists. I got a good source with a guy that I'm talking to right now. I'm trying to work a deal with him. He's got some really awesome opt-in rates, but his clicks he's expensive. He's like almost 70 cents a click, and which I know some of these guys, you guys, here's the thing, you're going to find anywhere from 20 cents a click all the way up to over $1 a click. I mean, it can get really expensive with solos, but it's a fast way to grow your list. Okay. I've been able to get 2,000. I have like, yeah, close to 2,000 subscribers. And a lot of that I test to solos. I have invested thousands into solos this far. I have. And in the process of learning solos, which I studied in the 15K formula, okay, it taught me, oh my gosh, I've learned so much. I've learned how to find solo ad guys. I've learned how to develop relationships with these guys. I've learned how to do solos. Even if I really wanted to and if I focused on it, I could probably be my own solo ad provider, but that's not something that I want to do. Maybe in the future I might create traffic resource for my team, but okay, so Tom just gave an idea. He said have team members okay, so go through each solo ad, then do a video of why having a blog is good to market their business. Just an idea. Um, Wait, what do you mean? Okay, so Tom, go through each solo ad, then do a video of the solo ad? What do you mean? Yes, Kenneth. You have to pay for solo ads. Lisa says what she's learned about advertising, it's all about testing. Amen to that. Mary's asking the question, is it better to do a capture page with video? Here is the thing. I think it all depends. Like sometimes I click off of videos right away, but sometimes actually the only videos that capture my attention is someone that's really talking to me that's really real. So it just depends, Mary. It depends on the actual solo ad that you're doing and what your intent is with the actual ad itself, the swipe email. So, yeah, all the guys, we have tons of ad copy. I know Tom um inside the Real Work Encouragement Team training site, guys. There is a place where you can, here, let me go in there. There's like different ideas on how like different subject headings, different body headings and stuff like that. Okay, hold on. Okay, you there? Brian, you there? Or Tom, whoever's.
Yeah. Katie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, basically, what I was talking about was if you go through all those solo apps there and you click on each one, and you know how we normally do a video on YouTube talking about like, hey, Amway's a great company. Here's how I can help you market it better, things like that. You see what I mean? So basically, when you go through the solo ads, you're going to have all these new companies because solo ads are always promoting something. And what you do is obviously people are going to start Googling all of those different companies to see how good they are. So what you do is you get yourself ranked on those companies as fresh content.
Ah, okay. I get what you're saying. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, do you see what I mean? So
Yeah.
you go through each solo ad, click on the business that they're marketing. And then you're like, okay, I got a company to freaking get ranked on.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a really good idea. Do you guys understand what Tom's saying?
Yeah, if you click on that first one and you scroll down, or whatever the one you just clicked, and you scroll down to
Right, the link.
the link or something, and click it, and basically, let me see, at Simple Money. Oh, I wonder if that's well. And what I do is you opt in, because you can always opt out anyways.
Right.
So you opt in and find out. So if you put your email right there, and
Oh, sorry. Sometimes it freezes up.
okay, so obviously the system's called simplemoneysystem.com or something like that, right?
Okay,
Well,
so yeah.
here's what it's called. Basically, you can just use the strategies on each of these, and then basically have content you can get ranked on Google, and then they'll be like, you can do a video of like simple money system scam or simple money system review, and then get ranked on that or whatever you want to do, and or why simple money. I don't know, whatever topic you want on a YouTube, because YouTube has more power and more juice. You'll get ranked on these companies, and you got like thousands and thousands of contents because they're sending you out what you had like 19,000 solo ads right there.
Well, yeah, that was my free safe list mailer email, so there's a lot in there.
Welcome. Joel Peterson here, and thank you for taking a few moments to check out SimpleMoneySystem.com. A simple way for making
every single day, since you're a part of the free safe list mailer. So there literally is no excuse why nobody can be making money, because if these guys are getting all of these ads, well, guess what? That means that there's going to be people Googling stuff, looking for this, and they're brand new. You see what I mean?
Okay, so yeah, no, that's awesome. I actually really like that idea. Um, Kenneth is asking, where do we find these solo ads? Well, Kenneth, there is a strategy with free safe list mailers, and I actually have it inside of a blog that's private. But maybe we can take those videos and embed them. I don't know, somewhere. If is there an area where people can learn uh, the safe list mailers in the team site training, Tom?
For safeless mailers?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, if you, can you click on the training site there?
Yeah, hold on.
Real World Marketing Team. Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit and look over there on, let me see, I think it's underneath free advertising up there. Free advertising. And if you, okay, and then, okay, that's add them. Okay, scroll down. Okay, yeah, these are a bunch of free places you can go, but that one you were looking at, freesafelistmailer.com, that's like a really good free safe lists. And then of course, if you want to Google free safe lists, you'll probably get like a ton of them too. See what I mean?
Right,
You
like
can always Google free safe lists.
so,
Yeah.
Kenneth, there's a way that you can join a site for free. It's freesafelistmailer.com.
Yeah.
Here,
And then basically you'll have unlimited content every day you can do reviews on and everything. Every single day. There's no excuse why you won't have content.
yeah. And then you're going to set up a separate email, Kenneth, to get all these emails. So basically, people are just going to send you emails from Free Safe List Mailer. And there's a way to gather credits. I don't know if I want to go through that strategy right now because we're definitely over our time limit today, and I don't want it to keep you guys much longer. Yeah. So, but anyways, you can collect these credits in order to send out solos for free, but you got to really collect a lot of credits, and it's a very time consuming process. I mean, yeah, if you're new in the beginning, yeah, maybe do it, but it over time, it is a time consuming process. You got to be really consistent with it. But it is a way that you can study. Okay, so you have one. So you should have another in that side of that email. If you're getting those emails, you should study those emails. Those are pretty much what's called solo ads. Okay. So, okay. Guys, I know we're over our time. I appreciate you all hanging around today. If there's not any questions, I'll go ahead and end the webinar. Yeah, Kenneth, on Free Safe List Mailer, it'll show you how to do it when you go to that website. It'll show you how to set it up. You're welcome, Kenneth. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tom Stevens. Remember, let's let go. Plant the seed and be grateful and water it and nurture it and watch it grow. So thank you guys today. I appreciate you. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I'll see you on cyberspace.